Kia ora everyone, Justin here from 275 Times. Today we're very lucky to have Ricardo Menéndez March from AAAP, which is an advocacy group helping people access their entitlements when they are going through tough times. And so he is the perfect person right now to give us some advice and tips on how to make sure we get emergency accommodation, supplements, emergency income things, just stuff that will help us through and over this period of lockdown as well over the next few months. So, kia ora, Ricardo, how are you doing?
Kia ora. Good. Yeah, just here in the morning sun in the backyard, trying to get some vitamin D.
Nice.
Otherwise, yeah.
So Ricardo and I both have swan plants, hence why I'm sitting next to one, and mine have got a couple of little chrysalis going. So hopefully we have some monarch butterflies soon. How are your swan plants doing, Ricardo?
I'll be honest, I don't actually have any. I just go around the neighborhood and like take a peek at other people's swan plants.
Fair enough. That's just as valid.
Maybe next year I'll have some.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Looking forward to seeing how yours pop up.
So so what are you sort of hearing from people that are accessing your service? What are some of the struggles they're going through and how are you able to help them?
Yeah, so I mean, Auckland Action Against Poverty has been around for 10 years now, and for over 5 years we've been doing advocacy with people who need help getting their legal entitlements from work and income, so things like food grants, making sure that they're on the right benefit, special needs grants for clothes. But since COVID-19 came and we've moved to alert level 3 and subsequently 4, the work and income offices have closed their doors, the physical doors, and they're doing everything by phone. So, I mean, at the moment, there is a real need in the community to meet the immediate hardship needs. We've got a big population in Auckland who already was struggling to cope with day-to-day and needs for essential stuff. But now that we've got more people who are unemployed, obviously what we're seeing is a greater number of people that are struggling to get access to work and income because they have to use the 0800 number at the moment, basically for everything. So we've just been doing a bit of work trying to make sure that the people that are there waiting long hours, they know what they need to say. And we've been communicating with work and income directly to make sure that people don't just get hung up or declined when they finally get somebody over the phone for a food grant.
So are you able to talk to people prior to their meeting with work and income over the phone, and then you just follow that up with them?
So what we're doing at the moment is we've got a nice group of digitally savvy people who are on our Facebook page at Auckland Action Against Poverty. We recommend people messaging that Facebook page directly with queries, and we've put a note on what you should add, or you can email us on advocates@aap.org.nz. And so what we are asking people at the moment, because we don't have a walk-in center, is to flick us a message on either of those channels, just to ask questions about WENS or to tell us what's been going on with WENS. And we've got volunteers who are monitoring those pages who can sort of answer those queries and potentially even get in touch with work and income directly just to, sort of speak on their behalf.
Sure.
But we do ask, we do ask the community to bear in mind that it's a very new shift in work for us to work just digitally at the moment. So I don't have if it takes just a few hours for somebody to reach back to them. One. As all frontline services, we're completely having to adjust.
Yeah. Everyone's under pressure at this time, and that's understandable if it's going to be a challenge for you guys to help people. But if someone hasn't accessed work and income before, but has been laid off or their work has just stopped because they were in casual work, what's the best thing for them to do? What are their entitlements, and then what should they do next?
Yeah, so I mean, let's say that you're out of work and your household is unemployed. Like you have your partner and your dependent children are all out of work. The best thing to do would be to call the 0800 number from Work and Income, which I'm sure we can add on the caption, the full number, and would just be to ask to get on a benefit. I mean, depending on your circumstances, the most common one would be a job seeker benefit. Which is sort of your standard benefit that comes with work obligations, but at the moment you don't basically you don't have to go to work seminars. Traditionally, people have to go to these like work seminars and meetings when they first apply, but because of the level 4 alert, people don't have to.
There's also no stand downs, is there?
That's right. So you should be able to get your benefit pretty much in the week that you apply, which is a new change that we do welcome. But if you have existing medical conditions and you've got support letters for that, you can go either onto the job seeker medical if you've got a medical condition that is temporary or going to be, around 3 months or less than 2 years, basically. But if you've got a medical condition that means you're incapacitated to work for 2 or more years, you can go onto the supported living payment or ask to go onto the supported living payment as well. If you're a sole parent, you can go into the sole parent benefit, and there's many other types.
And if you're struggling to pay the rent and also struggling to buy food, what sort of support is available if you're in that situation?
Yeah, so people can access hardship grants from work and income, and these there's a variety of grants that you can access. The most common one is it's a hardship grant for food, or people call it food grants. So that one is for when you're considered to be in hardship. So basically, it's when when you can't cover your immediate needs, and that one is supposed to cover food, sanitary products, cleaning items for the next 7 days. So the amounts that you get should, in theory and ideally, be a discussion between you and the case manager. So, for example, if it's just for me and just me, maybe I need $100 worth of food and cleaning items. But if you've got a household of 4 and you've got people with dietary needs and medical conditions, it may be way more. It may be $300 to $400, right?
Yeah.
And also working can help you with your rent arrears. So if you fall behind on your rent and your landlord's threatening to kick you out, you can call Work and Income to ask to have your rent arrears paid on the day. If you haven't received the notice that you're going to get kicked out, you can arrange an appointment to get assistance with your rent arrears. And I think this is really important for people to know, because we don't want them to be, choosing to pay rent instead of other basic necessities at a time where it's already really hard to cover food and other things.
Yeah. Cool. And I mean, what are some of the other, I guess, suggestions that you guys are giving to people, particularly if it's very difficult to access Work and Income? Is there other social service providers who can provide food parcels or services at this time, or are most service providers locked down themselves?
So yeah, most service providers, I mean, AAAP doesn't traditionally think of itself as a service provider, so service provider, but most other social service providers are in transition mode at the moment. I would say that it's the very frontline ones like LifeWise, City Mission, and others that are still operating. I know that Meals on Wheels is one option that senior citizens can access, or people who have medical conditions. But I think at the moment, our focus at the moment is just making sure that people have that agency to choose what they eat, and therefore that's why food grants are really useful, because unlike, say, food banks, a food grant ensures you can choose what you eat, and I think that's for us, it's really a key part of what people should have access to. But I would say if it's an emergency accommodation need, I would say contact LifeWise or the City Mission at this point, because there's one of the few ones that still have access to. They're still operating, or if it's a domestic violence issue, Women's Refuge and other groups like that.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay, thank you so much, Ricardo, and keep up the awesome mahi. It's really appreciated. I know many of our people will be needing to work how to access some of these entitlements. So thank you again, and to all our whānau out there, just tune in next time. Let's stay safe, informed, and connected, and we will get through this together. I'll make sure I post all the info and phone numbers that Ricardo mentioned in our chat. And until next time, stay safe.